Motherboard also includes various styles of connectors that you need to be familiar with. You need to be able to identify. So one of the originals was a PCI. Top right there, you see PCI versus PCIe. PCI was the original 32-bit bus for expansion cards. It was the predominant expansion card that was used for probably 10 years for anything, for modems, for network cards, for drive controllers, USB controllers, FireWire, etc. Basically, an expansion card is required if you need to add some device or some capability that your machine does not have, okay? So PCI is older. You still will see them on some machines, but most of the time now it's PCIe. PCIe goes in forms of lanes, so by 1, by 2, by 4, by 8, by 16, but the by 1 and the by 16s are probably the most common. By 16s would be used for video cards. Typically, by 1's very small, maybe a USB hub or a network card or a modem if you still needed one. Then we have power. So we're seeing, power connectors on the motherboards. There's the main power connector to the board itself. There's also power connectors for individual drives, but the predominant one on the motherboard is the power connector for the motherboard. And then in modern PCs, you'll also have one that goes with the CPU. Now, we're not talking in great detail about these because we will get into them in further detail later. You also see SATA connections. That's bottom right there with the cord that is connecting on top of it. SATA versus eSATA. Those are different drive interfaces that connect hard drives, whether they're magnetic hard drives or SSDs, solid state drives. We'll discuss the difference later. SATA is the predominant connection interface and has, essentially replaced all the older ones, IDE, eIDE, and things like that. Headers are, headers is the next one. The header is actually what you see, it's not the greatest picture of it, but on that middle graphic, the little black box on the bottom right there, and you can kind of somewhat see etching there because it is identifying, it's a block of connectors that's going to control the power on, the power reset, beep code speakers, LED lights on the chassis, all of those, okay? So they sometimes just call them the front panel connectors or the F panel, or sometimes just headers, which is sort of a vague name. M2 is a newer expansion slot. It was formerly known as the next generation form factor. It's technically a replacement for the mobile SATA standard. So it is going to be used primarily as an interface for super fast SSDs, both on laptops and desktops. If you walk into a hardware store and ask for an M2 drive, they'll almost certainly show you an SSD with an M2 connector. Okay, so it's an additional type of drive connector for the newest hard drives.